What is going on, guys? This is Miasin, and this is going to be OCG Metagame Breakdown number 1 and 2 for the new ban list this time. Not much has changed, honestly, as you can kind of probably tell. And this is 92 top performing decks from 22 tournaments that were held during mainland China and Japan during July 3rd to 11th. And the last ban list, OCG Metagame Breakdown that we had, I'm pretty sure it was using kind of the new ban list in a way, I think. So, yeah, kind of nothing new. It was breakdown number 0. Yeah, I don't know why they go like 0, 1, 2, 3, but anyways, before you start, friendly reminder to like and subscribe. Really motivates me to keep making videos like these, combos, deck profiles, freaking metagame breakdowns, OCG, TCG, you name it. For the TCG, it's a bit harder because for some reason people never give the deck list, and yeah, the data is always just raw, so it's kind of annoying. But yeah, anyways, now for the pie chart. Virtual World, of course, still number 1 with 1 VFD there, so it's not like in the TCG. It's a bit better there, even though even in the TCG, the deck is still ridiculously good. Virtual World being the best deck with 18.5% of the representation. I feel like that's kind of getting really annoying because the deck has been stabilizing itself as the best deck for just way too long, and I don't understand why Konami doesn't even try to actually hurt the main engine. It's like, oh yeah, VFD from 2 to 1, like 3 to 1, but who was ever playing 3 VFD to begin with? Freaking nobody. But yeah, now that VFD is at 1, even if it gets banned, the deck is still extremely good. So you kind of have to do something very specific, like limiting Lulu? Not really, because you play like 15 Lulus. Literally every Virtual World is a Lulu because King Long is Lulu. So it's like, whatever. And yeah, I mean, it's just a really good deck. The engine itself is just inherently good. You still have access to like Crystal Wing, Shen Shen, Chuche, whatever, everything. The deck is just too good, and I want to say post game 1, Virtual World hands down the best deck because Beatrice starts sending like all the nasty cards like Ariel and Banshee with Zombie World, so just hand traps are just not enough. You can have 5 hand traps in your hand and you're still gonna you're not gonna be in front of an unbreakable board, but you won't be able to pilot through the opponent's interruptions. And board breaking cards don't really work because Beatrice is a 2-for-1. Like, you use the effect on your own end phase, so even Valor doesn't work, and use the effect on your opponent's draw phase or standby, so there's just nothing that the opponent can do, literally. It's a nightmare. But yeah, anyways, Prank Kids, number 2 deck, 10.9% of the representation. I'm actually going to explain more in detail why Prank Kids is just getting even better and better right now in the OCG. And then Drytron and Tri-Brigade tied at 7.6%. Finally seeing Drytron doing really well, and the reason why Drytron wasn't as good as in the TCG was because Maxi could actually hurt Drytron really hard, whereas in the TCG Maxi doesn't exist, so the deck is pretty much always guaranteed to make like the full board if you open well. Hand traps don't really impact Drytron as much as long as you open well. If you only open full combo and no extender, you're screwed, but if you open like full combo and 3 extender, it's basically guaranteed. Like, the hand traps don't really have, like I said, a super big impact. And then yeah, Tri-Brigade 7.6%. The ban list did nothing there. It's basically the same as us, where like Drancia is banned, but like who cares? Big deal. No, literally nobody is going to be impacted by that. And Gamma is at 2, by the way, so that's something that I've learned from the mistake that I've made last time. And yeah, anyway, Shadal 6.5%, really good deck, so it makes sense. Dragon Maid, it's actually crazy to see Dragon Maid doing this well. The deck honestly is ridiculously good, and yeah, I mean, it's obviously dodging ban lists, so yeah, Dragon Maid, just a really good deck. Magician doesn't really count, though, because they have cards that we don't. And then, yeah, Code Talker, a very good deck because Decode Talker Heat Soul exists. Zephyra is a good deck because Dangalong exists, which is BS. Adagnister is a great deck. Again, Decode Talker Heat Soul does exist, and we don't have it. Adamantipator, sure. Eldritch, yeah, Orchest. Orchest is basically at full power in the OCG, outside of like Anaconda Band, but apart from that, Galatea, Galatea is at 1, Harpor is at 1, but yeah, and also Mechanite Orchest Gearso I think is at 1, but it doesn't matter because, again, every card is like a 10 of in the deck. Phantom Knight, sure, Sky Striker, 2 Engage, but 1 Kagari I think, I forgot. 2 Tri-Brigade Lyrilusk, 1 Grenmaju, 1 Danger Dark World, this is like, what is this? Like, what is Grenmaju exactly, and what is Danger Dark World exactly? Because in my head, like, the Grenmaju deck plays Dangers, But Dark Worlds, Anyways, Dragma Invoked with no Shaddoll card, so it doesn't actually belong to this category. And then Dragon Link, Endymion, Hero, Kraken Shark again, Medolce, Salamangrate. Oh, I love this deck so much. It's not really like a cohesive deck, but it's cute. Thunder Dragon, Shudraco, Utopia, Jesus. Okay, so new structure deck, not too bad. That's not too bad. Alright, Virtual World. Okay, so any innovation with the deck? Absolutely not. It's always like, do I play like 2 Nyan Nyan 122 or 3 Nyan Nyan 022? I think Nesh, the rank 1 player on Dueling Book, is on 2 Nyan Nyan 122. And then apart from that, I mean, they have Maxi, we don't. They have Crossout Designator, we don't. They have 2 Call by the Grave, we only have 1. And they have 2 Emergency Teleport, we also only have 1. However, they only have 2 Gamma, whereas we have 3. Apart from that, yeah, the VFD is a thing that they have that we don't have. Really interesting to see that they still are going with Ultima Yatsulkin, so they can summon Crystal Wing. By the way, I'm actually going to make a video on a really cool and spicy and enjoyable tech that you can play in your Virtual World deck if it works. I'm actually not 100% sure, but if it works. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the main deck and the extra deck, the side deck. Well, very nice side deck. I'll be playing 500. 500's not, I mean, honestly, not even that much. But yeah, citing an additional, I think, 9? Okay, 3 max. It's actually crazy when people have the opportunity to play 3 maxi and only play 2. Flunderies, when it's gonna come out, is going to pretty much annoy everyone, because if you main deck maxi, it's basically worse than Gem Knight Guard that's in your hand. It actually does nothing. They literally cannot special summon, even if they wanted to. Maxi is just gonna sit there and do nothing, so people are going to... It's gonna have such a huge shift on the metagame, because even if you don't play around against Flunderies, you won't be able to main deck those Maxis anymore, so it's gonna go into the side, and even Flunderies is going to not even main deck Maxi, it's maybe gonna... Not even D-Shifter, I don't even know what they're gonna do, but yeah. And apart from that, yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, Prank Kids. Why is Prank Kids really good? Well, look, try to think about it. It has just 1-card combos, and it can play 65 billion utility cards, which I want to say is like the root of cancer usually, but yeah. 1 Nibiru, 2 Lancia, 3 Maxi, 3 Ash, 1 Ghost Bell. 1-ofs are not awkward because of Crossout Designator. You can also cross out the Tactic Talents, which is cute. Just Crossout is just such a good card, man. You can use it on Call by the Grave, Cosmic, just Imperm. Like, Crossout is like a better Call by the Grave when you get to play all those cards. And, yeah, I mean, pretty nice. What was I gonna say? Wow, it's actually crazy to see that he's playing 3 Roxy, so there's not a single Prank Kids that isn't max out at 3. Alright, the issue that people are having with Prank Kids is that if you're not running Fusion Heavy, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna go second against Virtual World, they're gonna make Shen, and what are you gonna do? Normal Summon, Link 1, and oh, my monster is not in the grave, so it can't trigger. Because Shen says that every card sent from the field to the graveyard is banished instead. It's not like a full Dark Law, where it's like every single card. So if you go Polymerization or Pandemonium to fuse from the hand to the grave, it's actually better because they go to the grave this time, and they all trigger their effects. Whereas it's kind of bait if you're using your monsters as like Link starters. So this is why people are on 3 Pandemonium with potentially sometimes multiple copies of Polymerization. So that's actually something that was said here. And yeah, same thing with the Shen that I actually just mentioned. And there is a way to jump over the Shen without having to do weird things. Basically by having the field spell active, when you fusion for the Rocket Ride, I think it boosts by 1,000, so you can actually jump over. But obviously Chuche is a problem, so if you can have something like Cosmic Cyclone, it's gonna kind of help, but I see no way to guarantee that. Yeah, I mean, you have Maxi and Ash, which are like the most generic hand traps. Ghost Bell is garbage, absolute garbage of a card, but you just want to counter it with Crossout Designator because it actually does hurt the Pranked cards like Doodle Doo and Wow Bark. Actually ridiculously insane that he's not even playing that many copies of it. Because he really wanted to fit in the Anaconda with the other cards. Makes sense. Also, he's playing Tactic Talents, but not playing Zeus. So this Toad is actually a card that he's trying to make by using 2 Dropsies, sorry. But yeah, if he actually steals an Xyz monster the opponent controls, he can't just not give it back by, you know, doing the plays with Zeus, battle phase, etc., blah blah blah. So yeah, kind of sucks, but whatever, it's not the end of the world. And yeah, I mean, pretty good deck overall. I think this deck is a really huge problem. What I think is gonna happen is that either Meow Meow is gonna get banned or Doodle Doo is gonna get banned, just to make sure that the deck doesn't become like out of control, because being able to generate like that much advantage with one card is not healthy at all. So yeah, I think it's just a matter of time before the deck is gonna get hit like pretty hard, because you can't really limit Pranked monsters, it doesn't really do enough, and you also cannot limit just Pranked spells and stuff. Like, yeah, it just doesn't make sense. One thing that I just realized, by the way, this guy is not on Pot of Desires. He really always wants to have the cards in the deck so he can counter with Crossout Designator. So actually does make sense. And in a world in which people play Artifact Lancia, you don't really want to lose to Lancia for no reason. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And for the conclusion, Virtual World still best deck, but Prankeds is actually catching up. So it's the second best deck. So if you are in the OCG, you'd have to keep a close eye for Prankeds, because the deck is definitely a problem. Shen is just that much of a freaking annoying card. I mean, it doesn't hurt everyone. I think against Drytron, it's like manageable, because you play a lot by using like the cards from the hand and from the graveyard, so not necessarily link summon by using the cards on the field, and then you can make Mu Beta Fafnir. So yeah, it's not like the end of the world. Obviously, if your Drytron ritual spell gets banished, you're kind of screwed, but yeah, still. And then yeah, I mean, Battle Butler, by the way, it's like a card that actually can be handled with Virtual World, whereas for the other way around, if Virtual Worlds go first with Shen, it's actually really hard for Prankeds. So what they're saying right now is that Virtual World has higher chances of beating Prankeds than Prankeds has of beating Virtual World when they're going second. Like I said, King Long just being that great of a card, you can negate Winda, you can negate Battle Butler, you can just do so much, and there are also some nice, neat little mind games that you can actually do with this deck. But yeah, however, the bigger deciding factor is still who goes first, and Prankeds can rely on generic attack cards against Virtual World, because their engine is great, but not like super broken. It's just really, really good. And yeah, Gamma, by the way, even though, like I said, it's semi-limited, people are still playing it. Gamma in the side deck, and then Gamma in the main deck. People just don't care whatsoever. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the OCG Metagame Breakdown number 1 and 2. Hope you guys were able to enjoy and learn a thing or two. That rhymed, but not really, because I kind of just used the same word, but yeah, whatever. Make sure you like and subscribe. Really motivates me to keep just, yeah, living. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.